welcome to ntTV SportsZone. I'm your host, Jeremiah Russo. North Texas softball team went to take on the Tracy Beard College Classic and went 3-2 in the tournament, but overall they went about 7-2. Joining me now to discuss the Mean Green softball team, I have Steven Lucero and Adam Say. Guys, how are we doing today?
It was a tough loss, hoping to rebound and have a good season.
Yep, for sure. You winners of 7 straight, tough 2 losses to end it. Hopefully they can bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, let's discuss the past tournament. So we got South Dakota was the first game, 6-0 victory. Good looks. Now we have UT Arlington, 8-0 victory in a 5 innings. A little mercy rule for you there. We also had Sam Houston, an 8-2 victory, and then we faced the number 15 Kentucky. That was unfortunately a 0-4 loss, so 4-0 loss there. And then we finally faced off McNeese, which we lost 4-2. Steven, what did you see out there from us?
To me, it was a team that, you said it, you win 3 straight games in dominant fashion, but then you go out there and the offense doesn't show up. You didn't get a single hit against Kentucky. Obviously, you're not going to win games that way. Defensively, pitching was pretty solid. It was all right. You only allowed 4 points against a really good Kentucky team.
I was about to say, you got to give them credit. That's number 15 in the country.
I know. I want to make it clear. The pitching, the defense has been awesome. All year, the most they've allowed in a single game is 4 runs, and it was in that game. And just that's normally a winning formula. But if you can't get a hit, you're not going to win.
Yeah, honestly, you know what, same as he said, it almost felt like watching 2 different teams. Those first 3 games, we were out here dominating, killing, mercy ruling, and then the next 2, we just fell apart as a team. And realistically, our pitching was great until it wasn't.
Wow, so we're going to go back on pitching right here. Well, I thought the pitching was fantastic,
I did
obviously.
too.
We, so far in our season, we have outscored opponents 50-13. So not only has the offense been absolutely fired, just like I said last week, like California every single spring, but also you take a look at 13 runs only given up in, 9 contests? That's ridiculously, there's a reason why we were ranked 22. We're unranked now. Definitely see us moving back in there. But what was the good in this tournament? Yeah, we won 3 games. Yeah, we lost 2. But Adam, what did you really see that glued together that we haven't seen yet?
Okay, those first 3 games, our hitting was alive. I mean, because our hitting was there, and I think the thing about this team, when our hitting's on, the whole team's on. When our hitting's off, we have games like Kentucky where we lose. We have games like McNeese where we compete for half it and then we fall apart the second half of the game.
Absolutely.
Now, do you think, I guess, Steven, do you think that's just a competitive advantage, or do you think that's more of a, let's keep in mind fatigue here. They played 5 games in 3 days. That's going to work, especially for pitching too and hitting, just to consistently do that. Every pitcher in this past weekend pitched about roughly 60 pitches. That's a lot just for 1 game. Now multiply that by 5. That's almost 300 right there. What do you think?
Exactly. I'm looking at the schedule, and I just see games back to back to back. I'm like, this is insane. You got to give these young athletes credit for going out there and just competing. Again, the pitching was awesome. You only allowed 4 points to a SEC number 15 team in the country in Kentucky. That's a great showing. Mackenzie Wagner, I thought, played incredibly in 10 innings, 10 strikeouts. That's just absolutely insane. And then aside from that, only 2 hits allowed, and that is nothing to complain about ever.
Yeah, speaking about Mackenzie Wagner, let's talk about key players of the weekend. I'll start off because we just said it. Mackenzie Wagner, one of the greatest out here. Versus UT Arlington, 5 innings, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts. Versus McNeese, she had 4 innings, 4 hits, gave up 2 runs, but had 2 strikeouts. But even with those 2 runs, she has a .40 ERA, not even half. That's ridiculous. She actually leads the team right now. Adam, who was that key player for you?
Key player for me was Lexi Cobb. She set the tone for the first 3 games of the tournament. First game, 3 RBIs, looked great, and it set the tone for the whole tournament.
What did you have?
I got Mackenzie Childress. As long as we're keeping up with the Mackenzie pitchers, she was amazing. The freshman, I think this is a player that is going to dominate for the next 4 years. She looked awesome out there. She had 6 strikeouts in only 4 innings pitched. Absolutely incredible, dominant fashion. I can't wait to see what she continues to do as she goes forward, but she's a freshman with a whole lot of potential, and one of the reasons you were competitive throughout this tournament.
Yeah, this whole team has potential. If you take a look right here, the Mean Green have racked up 500 wins since in the modern program history, which started in 2004. And you know what? We're going to keep on going, aren't we now?
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is one thing, we'll wrap it up a little bit quickly right here. What is something you think they need to work on? I think personally, a lot of errors. You had 7 errors in all these games. That's a lot. You had 3 against Kentucky. What's something we need to work on?
to me, you've just got to hit the ball. We've said the defense is great, the pitching is good, and you have talent on this team. He talked about Lexi Cobb. They have a lot of talent. Epperson, awesome as always, but you just got to put it together. You got to stick to the fundamentals, and at the end of the game, you just got to hit the ball. You got to stick together as a team. Offensively, it's just got to improve. That's what's going to be the difference.
Adam, what do you have?
I kind of think we need to just get better at facing adversity, the first 3 games we played great. We didn't have much adversity, and we're blowing out teams. And the moment we face some adversity against Kentucky, which could be considered a benchmark game for an up-and-coming team,
Well, you're right there.
They fell apart.
I definitely see what you're saying. You're getting into a spot where you're facing a team that you're not used to, an SEC opponent. And it's different.
We have another unknown opponent we got facing up. We have Tarleton State. We have it on tomorrow night in Stephenville, Texas at 6 p.m. Just like we mentioned, we have 500 wins right now. We're going to be looking for 501. Coming up next, we're going to talk UNT women's basketball, so don't go anywhere.
And now we return to Fabric of Passion.
Oh, Hector, it will be so hard for us to part, but we must.
But, my love, what did I do? I thought we were meant to be together forever.
I am so disheartened to say that you're just not in style anymore. But you will be, to someone else, in a better place.
You're gonna shred me?
No.
I'm donating you to one of the many clothing donation boxes available on campus. There is one in the Union by the Syndicate and one on Union Circle Drive.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? I'm gonna be someone's new shirt.
I thought you'd be more distressed.
Oh, absolutely not. It was cramped in your closet anyways.
Maybe you would like to be shredded after all.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
The Mean Green women's basketball team is now sitting at 7-10 in Conference USA, going 10-17 overall after dropping last night's contest to UTSA 68-67 in overtime. And joining me now to discuss the Mean Green, I have Trey Francis and Caleb Blanton. Guys, how are we doing today?
Yeah, doing well. Doing good, unlike the basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, I do got to agree with you. It was a close battle. It actually had 11 lead changes. That's pretty ridiculous, almost thinking basketball. I mean, what did y'all see out there? Trey, I want to start with you.
Yeah, going to overtime, lose by 1 point, that's always tough. And going back and forth all game, it was close, but ultimately UNT just couldn't pull it out in the end, and ultimately cost them that win.
Yeah, what did you see out there, Caleb?
Yeah, it was a tough nail-biter type game. Obviously, they couldn't pull it off. Quincy had a good game, but outside of that, it was rough for the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said, Quincy Noble dropped 27 points, 2 assists, and 4 steals, seeing a little bit of that defensive side in her. So she was cooking, and she also moved 8th into the all-time scoring list for the women's. That's a ridiculous feat, so props to her. We got to give her props. She's one of our little students out here, too. But what else did we see out there? I mean, obviously, we kind of had the good, but what was, obviously we lost. So what was kind of the bad, Trey?
Yeah, as you look at the numbers, you see the rebounds, and it was an insane amount. 46-28, UNT was out-rebounded. That's always costly. You got to get the ball coming off the boards and, get it back into play. But, like you mentioned, the defense, they played well, got turnovers, but without getting all the rebounds, it kind of hurts.
Yeah, rebounds were huge. Jordan Jenkins, she got 11 of those, along with 40 points, which also was really bad for UNT. They just couldn't stop her, and even in overtime, she got 8 points. That's still the win for them.
Yeah, I mean, you're, just like you said, you're facing the #1 CUSA scorer for the women's side, Jordan Jenkins. She did drop a double-double on us. I mean, there's nothing much we could do there. I mean, but also when you take a look at, how each team performs, it was really just a kind of a battle between Quincy Noble and Jordan Jenkins. Quincy Noble shot 10 for 17, and you look at the rest of the team for the Mean Green, they shot 13 for 44. Like, what's going on here? Caleb, you have any idea what's going on?
They just need to find someone that can be a secondary scorer alongside Quincy. I mean, you see with the Mavs and what they had for Luka for a while, they finally got Kyrie. They need to find something like that.
Yeah, and only like he mentioned, one person can't do it all. That's not going to win you these games. I mean, UTSA had this big score. You got to have someone that will match her. 27 to 40 points is really not that close. So you got to have someone that can kind of help the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, and even let's take a look what Coach Jaylee Mitchell said earlier today after that game. She said, "But I thought offensively we missed a lot of opportunities to score. It felt like instead of 27 points, we should have had 37 points. Missed a lot of easy ones around the rim, and that could have given us the lead." I mean, Caleb, do you agree with that? Is that what we kind of saw?
That's spot on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you can't.
it's a no-brainer on that one. But, I mean, as we look now, we have 3 games left, kind of left in the season. We're currently slated at 8th in Conference USA. And if it still plays out, March 8th, first day of the CUSA tournament, who are we playing? We're playing UTSA, #9 seed. Do you see us, Caleb, bouncing back from this game, or do you kind of think we're kind of stuck in a little pit?
I mean, it would be nice to bounce back. They're going to have to find a secondary scorer, like we've been saying. It's going to be tough because they're going to have to stop Jordan Jenkins, and that's going to be an assignment in itself.
Yeah, these next 2 games, they're going to be tough. They got to play good defense, and you can't let someone score a lot of points on you like that. And you got to have a couple people step up and play. Yeah,
I mean, obviously, we're going to have to see Quincy Noble lead this team. I mean, it's kind of been a very unfortunate fashion, always beating one of the best teams and then all of a sudden dropping against one of the worst. Like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm hoping they figure it out. You have about a week left. Like I keep saying, 3 games left. Hopefully, we'll figure it out. What do you guys see? I mean, anything else? Like, you guys see maybe I know we keep saying the secondary scorer. You guys see us moving up by any chance? We got Charlotte this Thursday. You see us moving up, or are we stuck?
That'll be tough just because there's Middle Tennessee right after Charlotte, who's ranked at 25 actually. So that makes it really tough. It's kind of a barrier there, and UNT lost them last time by a big margin. So with these 3 games, you got to come out and play. You got to play defense, and also you have to capitalize on those open opportunities, like you said. Coach said missed many opportunities in this last game that could have won it. So got to capitalize when your name's called.
Yeah, well, like we said, Charlotte this Thursday, we got that going on for the Mean Green. But coming up next, we're going to switch from collegiate to professionals. We got the Dallas Mavericks and their start of the 2nd season coming up next.
Live from UNT, it's Wheel of Culture.
Welcome back to Wheel of Culture. Our contestant is so close to solving this puzzle. But first, it's time to give the wheel a spin. Wow, you landed on London, one of the many places where you and your fellow students can go on a chance to experience new culture. But only if you can solve this puzzle.
I'd like to solve the puzzle. Study abroad.
That's correct. You just won yourself a trip to study abroad in London, England, and you can too. Just go to studyabroad.unt.edu to see deadlines and apply for scholarships. Get ready to study abroad.
Hey man, are you okay in there? You look terrible. Have you been up all night? Don't you know that according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, staying up all night can have a negative effect on your GPA?
Sleep?
Yeah, go to bed.
Mavs are coming out of the All-Star break sitting at 31-29, sitting at 6th in the Western Conference. So joining me now to discuss the Mavs and kind of what is looking forward to, we got Parker Smith, Jose Moreno. Guys, how are we doing today?
I'm doing
Pretty
great. How are
good. Got
you?
my Mavericks
Doing
blue
well.
on today.
There you go. See, we're repping. Almost repping, you know, it's okay.
Almost. I mean, this is a Denny's PVA tour.
Okay, we can't. We've already sponsored DraftKings. We've already sponsored FanDuel. We can't sponsor Denny's.
Denny's.
No, we're not sponsoring
America's
Denny's.
favorite.
We're a versatile show.
We're gonna move past that.
The All-Star Special. Continue.
Can I continue?
Yes.
All right, I appreciate it. So let's recap the first half of the season. Obviously, going about almost 500. Parker, what did you really see? Kind of, what was like a good? I guess what was the good in the Mavs first? Kind of.
Well, the good was Luka Doncic for most of the way through. Our defensive rating is all the way down at 25, so obviously that's something that needs to be picked up if we're going to want to start to win some more games coming into the second half of the season. Even though it's really like the 3/5, I guess, because most of the games have already been played. But yeah, we need more defense. But Kyrie is going to help the offense in a tremendous way, so I think we're going to score a lot of points. It's going to be hard to blow us out.
Yeah, Jose, what did you see out there?
I mean, this team reminds me of those 2018 Rockets, man. It's just all-out offense, not a lot of defense. I mean, and that's hurting them in the long run. I mean, you see games where Luka, Christian Wood are out. I mean, the team doesn't do as well. One of the big problems I've seen is they also have injury problems this year. So I think that played a big integral part of not being in the top 3 seeds and being the 6th. But the Western Conference is also one of the toughest conferences I've probably ever seen.
Yeah, I know. John Morant, he said, I feel good in the West. Well, I don't know about that. The Suns just picked up KD. It's a big one right there. They also picked up a couple other pieces. We just picked up Kyrie. Well, how do you guys see the connection between Luke and Kyrie, Jose?
Well, I think Kyrie should, not be on the Mavs, if I'm being honest. I think he's going to, from the inside, ruin that team. I mean, he's a cancer. Every single team Kyrie's been on, he's had problems on the way out. And what makes me think it's not going to happen this time?
This has been true, but something about Dallas and the way Mark Cuban runs that organization, the way he loves his star players, I feel like it's going to be a little bit different. Even if we don't end up re-signing him, I don't think it's going to be like a big blow-up thing. Like, we see Mark Cuban and Kyrie interacting at the All-Star game, and it seems like we really want him to be here, and hopefully he realizes that.
I mean, we did see the dap-up between LeBron and Kyrie, too. We kind of saw Luka sitting back there. Was that a little foreshadowing, or you think?
Oh, without a doubt.
You think so?
You know what? This is what I think is going to happen. I've been telling everyone. I think Kyrie's going to win a title this year for the Mavs. I truly do.
Okay.
And either the Mavs re-sign him for a stupid supermax contract that he's going to waste the rest of those 5 years just doing absolutely nothing on the bench or just doing controversial stuff, stupid stuff, or he's going to win that belt, not the belt, the chip, and then he's going to go over to the Lakers.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Jose. A 5-year supermax contract doing absolutely nothing, I would absolutely take for a championship this year. So.
I mean, that is what they're banking on, trading you in most of their picks. We're only holding on to, I think, that next year's first round, if that even. We have basically 1 second round, maybe 5 first rounds the next 10 years.
You trade players to win championships, and if that's what you can do, then it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean, last year we did see them go to the Western Conference or the conference finals.
You're trading for a cancer, man.
Hey,
you're giving out your future for a tumor that can give you $1 million.
When KD left to go to the Golden State Warriors and everybody was burning his jersey, I mean, it made it worth it, So maybe. But let's talk about Maxi Kleber. He's coming back. We all thought it was going to be the end of the season for him. He announced, right before, hey, I'm not done yet. I'm coming back this year. What is he going to mean, Parker, to the team?
I mean, arguably the best defensive piece on the Mavericks, even before Finney-Smith was shipped off. The guy can really clamp 2 through 5, it feels like. He can't really hang with the point guards, but at the same time, he's 6'9" and can really move. And if he's shooting the ball well, we've seen it in the playoffs, he can make a huge difference for the Mavericks.
I mean, he just took the words right out of my mouth. The guy's a great guy. This is what the team desperately needs defense right now, especially with the lack of focus on it. And so the few key players you have that can do good in that, you should keep them as well and keep them safe.
Yeah.
And
now moving forward from the deadline, now this is all pre. Now we're going to go post. I mean, we got Kyrie, obviously. We offered a contract extension to Christian Wood. He declined. We all thought, he was going to get shopped around. Do you guys see, I know we talked a little bit about with Kyrie, but do you guys see if this doesn't play out, if the Mavs don't win the championship, do you guys see Kyrie and maybe Christian Wood leave?
Well, I understand Christian Wood being upset because Jason Kidd doesn't give him the minutes he deserves. It makes no sense to me why Dwight Powell is still in the starting lineup while Christian Wood doesn't even come into the game till the second quarter. He's obviously, by far, without a doubt, the best big on our team, and the fact that he's not playing more significant minutes doesn't make any sense to me. So
I would almost say yes and no because he doesn't really play that big. I mean, watching him a couple times.
He doesn't, but he can stretch the floor, and his shot blocking is the best on our team.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Well, yeah, but
What do
that's
you see
because
out
he's like the only power forward on that team that can actually play the position correctly.
That's right.
That's like praising the kicker for kicking.
All right, since I'm gonna ask you this, since you're wearing the Spurs colors, Mavs Spurs, what do we got going on?
I think the Mavs are gonna kill them because the Spurs suck as much as my Rockets
Spurs
do.
are tanking for Wembanyama. It's pretty obvious at this point.
Hey man, I understand. My Blackhawks doing the same thing, different league, different sport. I understand. So we got the Spurs this Thursday for the Dallas Mavericks coming up out of that All-Star break, but we're gonna kick it back actually to the All-Star break with a little bit of a twist. So don't go anywhere.
Has the weight of stress and anxiety ever felt too heavy to overcome? Wish there was a safe place to confide in? Wish granted. At UNT, we offer counseling and testing services to students located on the 3rd floor of Chestnut Hall. UNT, we're here for you.
It's that time of year where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart, don't catch the flu.
Welcome back into SportsZone. I'm your host, Jeremiah Russo. Now, coming out of the All-Star break, we did see a very big score. Team Giannis, Team LeBron, 187. Kind of big. But instead of talking about the actual All-Star game that literally nobody cares about, let's talk about something they do care about, jerseys. Joining me now to discuss some NBA jerseys for the All-Star games, we have Miss Gabby Pippins, Mr. Mason Shepard. Guys, how are we doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm ready to murder some of these jerseys.
Oh, let's go, man.
Yeah. I'm going to start with ladies first. So, Miss Gabby Pippins, what is your worst jersey that you have?
My worst jersey by far is definitely 2014 in New Orleans for several reasons.
2014. So we're talking about this one then, right here. We'll show
Yes.
the camera right there.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes.
that 24.
There's
I think
so
that looks
much.
nice. What do you mean? You're telling me you don't want a jersey shirt that looks
Absolutely
like,
not.
a shirt that you can mow the lawn or paint? You don't want that?
No, absolutely not.
No.
The colors, in my opinion, they just really do not make any sense here for the East and the West. I mean, I really think there's just such a bad contrast between them. And the sleeves, when have those sleeves ever worked? Like, I know there was like this phase between like 2014 and maybe 2016, 2017, where each team had like their own jersey that had sleeves, but I just
So
don't
you're
think it
telling
works.
me this one right here, we're gonna rank the worst then.
For me, definitely.
What do you think, Mason?
I agree with her. That's not my worst, but that is horrible.
So this one is
It's out, yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
gone. Goodbye.
Okay, that's good. What was your worst that you had?
All right, fans of jerseys, let me talk to you. So mine was actually the year after that. It was 2015. 2015.
Oh, those were horrible.
Those were, I mean, think about it. They were just so bland, and it wasn't even just bland. It was bland in a way that it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, we're not going to put anybody's names anywhere. We're not going to give anybody any color. We're just going to stick
You're
like
talking
some
about
numbers
the
on there.
classic.
Yeah, go
Talking
ahead.
about the classic.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. What's wrong with
That
that?
is a 2K starter pack jersey. That's when you're learning the tutorials on 2K. That's the jersey they give you.
It's just
it's
so
horrible.
basic. Like it's
a
so
throwback. You're Madison
throw it
Square
back.
Garden.
Throw it back
Yeah.
now.
Fine. There's a
Throw it
throwback.
back
Is that better? Is that
It's
throwback?
a lot better. It's gone.
I think I have one that's gonna beat all of y'all's. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take it all the way back.
All right.
I bet you can't even name a single player on this team. We're gonna go 1980. Are you ready for this? The 1980s in Landover, Maryland. Take a look at that. Let's look at that massacre.
Oh, so the Wizards jerseys.
Basically, yes.
Okay, they
Basically.
tried to make it like USA, Maryland, you're near
Yeah.
DC. It's atrocious. What the heck is this, dude?
I don't know.
I think they did way too much. This is my throwaway.
That's
Yeah.
your throwaway.
That's my
I
throwaway.
disagree with you that
that's-
it's worse than the 2015 one, but
You don't
it's
think
still
that's
pretty
worse?
bad.
I think so. Out of those three, how are you ranking them? I can't show you them because I just threw them away.
For worse,
but-
2015 is still up there. 2014's number 2. That's 3.
So that's the least.
That's the
worst?
least one,
Are
man.
you
It's
serious?
basic, but it works.
Wow.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I think 2014 is still the worst, then that one, and then the one that you said.
2015.
2015.
Okay, I respect it. Now, Mason, let's switch the gears. What's one of your best ones?
Best one for me, 1996. The 1996 when they were in San Antonio, that teal blue. I mean, I just feel like it worked, and everything looked so crisp and clean. Everybody looked stout on that court, man. And I just think you can't go wrong with that type of jersey.
I think the complete opposite.
Really?
I think it is horrible. Now, I will give it this. The color is nice, but it looks so cramped and so condensed. Like the
It's the
text,
90s.
the text is here. Who cares?
It's the 90s. Everything was cramped
I
and
would
condensed.
rather have the freaking, the USA one
No,
than
you
that.
wouldn't.
No,
No, you wouldn't.
no, that's,
Gabby, you're not on
that's
my
way
side?
worse. No, I can't agree with you there.
Wow.
I
can't believe what I'm hearing.
don't
That's
like that
crazy.
one, but at the same time, I just no.
I'm hurt. I thought we had something here.
My eyes hurt when you showed me.
Hey, okay. Miss Gabby, what do you have?
My best one, believe it or not, I'm choosing a more recent one. I'm going with 2019. Those were really
2019.
nice when they were in Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about, look, MVP right here. Let's show everybody right here. Yeah, so we're talking about this one.
I like that one. So hear me out. First, I really like the clean black and white, and then they also have that pop of color there on the hems with the red, white, and blue. So it's kind of still appealing to that like East versus West, like classic red versus blue. And then it also has the player's team logo. So that way you're able to see like, oh, like maybe some people don't know and they just want to watch the All-Star game. They can match the player to a team. I feel like it's a really nice look. And I feel like it doesn't have to necessarily say All-Star because we all know it's All-Star. We're watching the All-Star game. Like, what else is it going to be?
I'm not going to disagree with you here. That's not a bad pick, okay? Now, do I think it's better than 96? No. But do I think it's better than, some of the stuff we've seen over the years? Yes. I mean, it's clean, it's crisp, it serves a purpose, and it's not redundant, like she said. So, I'm not going to disagree with her. I'm not going to crush her dreams.
You see,
on
the
that
only
one.
thing I don't like about this right here is you're going to have 30 logos. Like, you're literally going to have every team's logo, and the only thing that's like, to me, it just makes no sense. Have it I like uniform. Simple. Have it East versus West. They kind of do that here with the color.
Yeah.
But why are you throwing everybody's logo in here?
I don't know. I just feel like it adds more because let's say there's someone who's watching for the first time and they're like, oh, okay, well, what team is this guy on? And all it has is their name. Well, I feel like the logo is able to help, and it really just adds a little bit of that like originality to each jersey.
See, now here's my question to you. If you didn't know sports, could you tell me what this logo is?
Possibly. Possibly, if you've
I don't
seen
know.
it.
I'm not gonna
I mean,
lie.
it's
I
Golden
think
Gate
it'd be
Bridge there.
easier to look at somebody's name and be like, okay, Durant. We'll use Durant. Oh, he plays for this team. Instead of just bridge logo with circle. Like, to me.
I don't know.
And you know what? It's fair. I respect it. I respect it. Now, if you guys know me, I love jerseys. I love cursive. Gotta go. 2007 Vegas, baby. Take a look at that one right here.
Oh, those are nice.
Look at that.
Yep.
Little cursive in there. I mean, it's beautiful. There's nothing that's wrong with that, and especially just look at the photo. That's probably one of the coldest photos to ever exist. You have LeBron, Kobe, and AI just sitting in there. That's ridiculous. All right, we're going to wrap this up a little quickly, guys. We're going to do some blind reactions. You ready?
All right.
I'm ready.
This one we got from 1994, Minneapolis. What do we think? We got
Absolutely
All-Star? No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Way too much going on.
Okay, she did not like that. We got East and West. We got 2010 and Jerry's World Arlington. What do we think?
Nah, not a fan of the star in there.
It's kind of clean, but at the same time a little simple.
Gabby hates it, so we throw it away. Finally, 2001. This is what we got going on. Atlanta, yes or no?
Yes, because that's my birth year, so we're just going to go with that.
Okay, so that
That makes no sense.
That's all good. Thank you guys for tuning in to Sports Zone. Make sure to come back this Thursday at 5:30 to tune in for another episode. Don't go anywhere, because coming up next is ntTV's Nightly News.